Gohan Beast being as strong as Ultra Instinct makes a lot more sense than you'd first think. And I'll show you why. But first, we have to get into what Gohan Beast is and the parts it's made of. So, starting with the first and most obvious part is the ultimate form, because he requires the ultimate form first to be able to go into Beast, as we see in this panel right here. And then we go on to the next part, where we look at his hair and how it resembles that of Super Saiyan 2. So we add that on top of the ultimate form. But then you're probably wondering, that's it though, what else could there possibly be? And on top of that is his Uzaru form condensed down into the transformation, as we see with how his eyes look in this panel when he first turned Uzaru as a child, and now when he transforms into Beast, every single time he transforms into Beast by the way. As well as the fact that they both have red eyes that really do oddly resemble each other. Also, these three combined actually makes it a lot better for the story as well, because it becomes less of an arsepull and it becomes an accumulation of Gohan and his past. Of course, would it be better if it was explained in the movie? Yeah, of course it would. But from the manga perspective, this could still be expanded upon later as we dive into how Piccolo helped him control the form and how he's able to transform into it freely now. So now that we know all aspects of the form, now we need to go into how strong the form is, i.e. what type of multiplier it is from base. And to do this is actually quite simple. We take each multiplication and times them by each other. So we have Uzaru, which is a 10 times transformation. But that's actually wrong, because when Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 4, he actually compresses the Uzaru power, which makes it more than a 10 times multiplier. Of course, this multiplier goes as high as times 50 to something as simple as times 15, but for the sake of fairness and not jumping on assumptions and giving it just the Super Saiyan 4 buff, I'm gonna give it a times 20 buff. Because even though that's an understatement, it's fairer than just giving him the raw 10 times buff when we know when you compress a bigger form into a smaller one, it's gonna be more powerful, as already proven within the series. You have Super Saiyan 2, which is a 100 times multiplier from base, and you have Ultimate, which is constantly changing, but from the last major time we saw him, he was boxing equally with Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And Super Saiyan Blue Goku is a 5 million times multiplier from base. And of course, this Super Saiyan Blue multiplier is always going to be rough, but it doesn't matter since we know Ultimate equals Blue. Whatever the multiplier is, it could be 1, could be 2, it doesn't matter, they're both the same power. But I generally stick to 5 mil because that's what I usually hear. So then we do the calculation, which totals to 10 billion times base. That's the Beast multiplication. So then we go to Goku. What's his strongest form right now? Well, we get told this in the latest chapter. It's Perfected Ultra Instinct. So now we have to find out the power difference from Super Saiyan Blue to Ultra Instinct, or Perfected Ultra Instinct. And this calculation will be vastly different from the one we did for Beast, because this isn't measuring a combination of the forms, but just how strong Perfected Ultra Instinct is compared to Blue to get the power of Ultra Instinct. So that's why you'll see Super Saiyan 2 have a bigger multiplier, because this isn't their multipliers from base, it's their multipliers from Super Saiyan Blue. Just to make that clear so you don't get confused. And to do that, it's not as complicated as it first seems, because the main point of reference we can use is Goku's clash with Jiren with the Spirit Bomb. And in this clash, we see suppressed Jiren go all out to be able to push the Spirit Bomb back. And what we know from the Spirit Bomb is Kid Buu, with an 8 times power increase, lost to Super Saiyan Goku, which had to go all out to push Kid Buu back, although Kid Buu did resist a lot. So if we go by that calculation, suppressed Jiren going all out is roughly a 9 times multiplier, because that's the minimum that would be needed to be able to actually push it back. But then I give him the 10 times multiplier because, you know, I'm going to be generous here because we don't really know if he was going all out for a fact. But he did let out a pretty large scream, and it was kind of portrayed as he had to go all out to push it back. So compromising on times 10 is relatively fair. So now that we know suppressed Jiren going all out is equal to 10 times Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, we also know that Ultra Instinct Omen is also 10 times Super Saiyan Blue times 20, which is 200 times Super Saiyan Blue. So Super Saiyan Blue to Ultra Instinct Omen is a 200 times multiplier. But now we have to work our way up the ladder. So I'm going to be going off what we know from previous forms and the progress you get from actually developing them down their lines. So for example, Super Saiyan, going from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 2, we know that's a 2 times multiplier, going on to that next form. So then we can use this same theming going from Ultra Instinct to Perfected Ultra Instinct, which would be a 4 times multiplier. But is that really fair? Right? Because going from Ultra Instinct to True Ultra Instinct isn't a form change. It's perfecting the form itself. It's more like going from Super Saiyan Grade 1 to Super Saiyan Grade 4. But that is why I would have said, if he didn't bring out the Avatar thing or the Susanoo, whatever you want to call it, that is proof he outright gets more power in that form and should be treated as a different form itself. So I can give it the benefit of the times 4 multiplier. Of course, these multipliers could go up or down, but from what we do know, that really shouldn't be the case. And it isn't a continuation of Super Saiyan, so it wouldn't go times 8 or times 16. Nor is it a combination of forms like Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. So now all we have to do is add those multiplications together, and with that we get a power level of 8 billion. So these calculations put the raw power output of Beast above that of the raw power output of Perfected Ultra Instinct. But as you've heard me say, raw power. The benefit of Ultra Instinct isn't just the raw power, it's the technique itself. So although Gohan may have the raw power advantage slightly, the Ultra Instinct technique puts him above that of Gohan, who has only a slight power advantage and lacks in the technique side. And I think that's what Toyotaro is trying to show us, that the benefits of training and learning techniques can overcome that of raw power, as we've seen throughout Dragon Ball time and time again. And that's why I think Goku will still win this fight, but Gohan Beast being this strong shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, because you hear it time and time again. Oh, Gohan Beast is an arsehole, how is he this strong? Well, when you put into a calculator, it doesn't sound so crazy. Of course, if we're talking about what's really crazy, it's how Ultimate went from like Super Saiyan 3 levels to Blue levels, but you know, that's a different discussion, right? And if you want to hear me talk more about Dragon Ball, then please do leave a like and subscribe, as it goes a mile. And if you want to see more Dragon Ball content, check this out.